Yeah, that's an interesting noise. Let's find right there where the noise is. Right there. See that one?
Yeah.
Let me get under there, right there where that one's at. Lyle, see that? Yeah, right there. Let's make sure something's not rubbing on something. Little smaller, right where the noise is. Right there, right there. Is that the complaint?
No, it came for alignment, but you can hear it when driving.
Okay, so there's an aftermarket, I think aftermarket. I can't quite see the piece. There's a thing, where does it come from? Sure looks aftermarket. There's a brace. There's an aftermarket brace that's on the steering shaft that must come with this lift. Oh, it's a rough country lift. There's an aftermarket brace that comes up there and hooks on the intermediary shaft for the steering. And it's got like a stabilizer bushing on it. I think that's what's making the noise. Oh, I gotta get my hand on it better like this. Let's turn the wheel just a bit. Okay, I've got the shaft. Okay, right there. Yeah.
Are you squeezing or what were you doing?
There's a metal piece, or there's a bracket that comes up and it's got a bushing on it with a bearing, guessing to stabilize the steering, and that bearing is squealing or making noise.
Oh, okay. Oh, it came with this lift kit or what?
Yeah, I don't think it's stock. I've not seen one on it.
You never put one on the truck, did you?
Oh, right there, you can see it's that thing. That's the bracket that goes over to it. And there's a bearing on that thing. Do it again. Yeah. I don't know if it's greasable.
Wait, take that.
Take this one off, Lyle.
15.
I bet we get a good view at it. What's the complaint here?
They hit a pothole, bent the rim, and came in for alignment.
Okay.
These parts, and then just hearing that thing was kind of annoying when you're driving.
Yeah, that's a good find.
You the wheel better on this side.
Upper ball joint's got play on this side. Oh, yeah, fairly severe. That's all bearing play right there. Really severe. You can hear the growl. Pull that. What?
On the other side is stripped.
Well, that's dumb. It's because it's part of this lift kit too. That no longer has the pins, it's just a little piece that's pushed out. Yeah, that tab. That tab cannot be very strong. You're saying the back tab, yeah. The eccentric flipped over the back tab and is stripped. The eccentric flipped over. Right there. That eccentric right there. Okay. Yeah, now we can see it. Yeah, now turn me again. Huh, I don't see any way of, So there's our aftermarket steering shaft stabilizer. That's making a horrid noise. It's almost just like it's got dirt or contamination in it. Yeah. It
Dry?
Yeah, it's just dry and had dirt and contamination in it. It doesn't seem to have a ton of play. Let's blow it out,
Okay.
and then let me re-lubricate it. Yeah, even that made a big difference there. The dirt was just causing it to vibrate. So we've got that lubricated there. There's still some dirt bleeding out of it.
Okay.
So let's, yeah, now the actual piece is spinning the way it's supposed to, let's blow all the dirt out and then re-lubricate it. That metal Heim joint is going to take some, it's going to have to be serviced like this. You're going to have to blow it out and keep it clean because it doesn't have a boot.
Yeah.
And then that'll keep it from vibrating in there. Well, that fitting sucks. It was basically just vibrating because the contamination inside that joint. Now it's spinning the way it's supposed to. There we go. That doesn't fix their wheel bearing issue. They still need a wheel bearing, but call that one complimentary. And then this thing's still broken over here, so they need new eccentrics over here, a new wheel bearing. We'll roll the alignment now to see where it's at, to see if there's anything majorly out. I guess they hit something big and bent a wheel. Once we roll the alignment, then we'll let them know, replace the wheel bearing, replace this eccentric, then we can go ahead and fine tune it. Definitely needs adjustment. Should be pulling right.
It is.
Right? It is when you drive it?
Yeah.
So we've got this low caster on this side, causing our rightward pull. This camber can't really be fixed till we fix that eccentric. We're gonna have to have a good eccentric in the front, and we're pulling right because that's our caster's so strong on the driver's side that should be pushing it off to the right. Nothing that's too crazy other than if I had to guess, they probably, do you know which side they hit something on?
No, they did not. Or so far as I've seen, it seemed maybe on this side.
If I had to guess, it would be the passenger side there. They hit something because their camber's still good here. It looks like this is the one that got knocked pretty far out. But now we'll recommend that wheel bearing. They got to have new eccentrics, new upper ball joint on the passenger side, and then we can get them realigned for them. At this point, they'd get pretty nasty outside tire wear too.
Yes, sir.
With the toe being so positive. Feel it, smell it, taste it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's the rack and pinion. Well, let's actually see it, feel it, see why it's caused. Unless you know what's actually causing it, don't jump to conclusions. Keep testing. Hey, this is Tannen from Delta Tire. Hey, my man, I'm calling about your truck. Got some updates for you. So you brought it in because you had hit something and bent a wheel? Is that right? Okay, so you've got some issues with the front suspension. Let me walk through that for you. The passenger side upper control arm, it has play in it, and the eccentrics are knocked out of place. They're not on the bolt the way they're supposed to be, and so that eccentric will have to be replaced. It's stripped out, as well as the upper control arm. Now, if we do those both at the same time, we don't have to charge you any more labor because we can do them both at the same time. And then your driver's side wheel bearing, it has some really significant play, and you can hear it growling when you spin the wheel. So before we can do the alignment, those are all the parts we need to change. Let me get you a quote on that. Total's $11.97 to replace those parts and align it. Also fix that noise when you turn your steering wheel. Did you hear that growling noise? Or it's kind of like a squeak. So there's a bushing that's on your steering shaft. That's kind of like a stabilizer for the steering shaft. So there's not play there. You'll have to blow that out and put some sort of lubricant on it. WD-40 PBs, probably once a month or so. When the dirt gets in there, it rattles and squeaks as you turn your steering wheel. Just to let you know what that noise is coming from. Nope. So we have to check all the parts before we do an alignment. So we checked all this to see if it was even alignable. We won't be able to align it until you replace these parts, and then that way the front end's nice and tight, and then we can align it. No problem. Bye. As usual.